Hello guys, Crispy here and welcome back to another video. In this one, my friends, I'm gonna be testing the GeForce GT 1032GB GDDR5 model of the card in Red Dead Redemption 2, now with the FSR 2.0 update. This one is the MSI Aero version of the card. It comes already overclocked out of the box. You can check out all of the GPU specs right here in Tech Power-Up's GPU Z. Again, 2 gigs GDDR5, 384 CUDA cores, released back in 2017, and we are running it with the latest drivers, which are from July 2022. Yeah, they haven't updated the drivers in a while, actually. Over on the left, we are pairing it with a Ryzen 9 5900X and 32GB of RAM, which are extremely overkill specs for this GPU. I'm just installing it here because it's where I have Red Dead Redemption 2 installed, and you will get exactly the same FPS if you pair it with a much slower CPU, say like a Ryzen 5 1400 or even a Ryzen 3 1200 overclocked with 16GB of RAM should get you exactly the same results in this game because it's not CPU intensive whatsoever. So let's get right into it, shall we? Alright, let's go over the settings first, and as you can see over here at the left, we are already running out of VRAM at 1080p lowest settings. Okay, just because the game is set to 1080p, it means that the VRAM, the 2 gigs on this card, are not enough anymore. But the good thing is, FSR 2.0 is here to save the day. If we set it to quality, it actually goes under 47 megabytes, and you can actually apply the settings. So previously, to apply the 1080p resolution, you actually needed to go into the config files, like I did in this video, just to set it to 1080p res, because the game otherwise won't allow you to do it. And I already set everything to the minimum here. Okay, yeah, that is absolutely awful. It took a while there for it to load, but everything is sort of fine now. We're getting 18 or 19 FPS, so it's not fine whatsoever. But hey, at least the graphics are looking okay, right? It looks really bad whenever the textures are set to low because, yeah, this is what you gotta work with. Like, it looks like crap on lowest settings, but it's lowest settings after all. And as you can see, at 1080p resolution, the game is just not playable with a GT 1030 comfortably, unless you are comfortable with 15 to 20 frames per second. We're also in the Strawberry Town, which is a pretty nice benchmark here in this game. It gets around the same FPS as Saint Denis whenever the water physics aren't set to the maximum, and when those are set to the maximum, you get extremely low FPS right here. That's why people say that this is the most intensive town in the game, but only if you play at max settings. So yeah, it's dropping to like 17, 18 frames per second. You know, it could be worse here, guys. It could be a lot worse than it actually is. The little 1030 is putting a little bit of a fight, but it's just not enough for it to be an enjoyable experience, unfortunately. Look at that power usage as well. It's very impressive that it only consumes like 30 watts. But yeah, it is not playable. What the hell was that white square right there? Also, I forgot to tell you this, but Nvidia Reflex is, of course, enabled. Plus boost. The boost means that it will keep the clock speeds as high as possible. And now we gotta check it out using some FSR on quality, guys. I'm really curious to see why did they change the video memory. It's higher now. It's still at 1080p. I managed to apply FSR 2.0 on quality here. Yeah, it's enabled, but it changed the video memory. This game is so weird when it comes to VRAM usages and stuff like that. Anyway, quality FSR 2.0. Really curious to see how it looks and how it performs. Ooh, very shimmery right here, but inside of the game, okay, it's really, really shimmery, guys. Holy crap, I actually thought it was gonna look better than this. Maybe at higher settings it does look better, or at higher resolutions. But here, like, everything is blinking, basically. I don't like the look of this. It's enough to put us above 20 frames per second, though, so that is impressive. And the quality is alright. I mean, I am using a 32-inch monitor, so that might be why it blinks a little bit too much, to me at least. Yeah, I don't really like that too much, but it is actually maybe a little bit sharper than 1080p native resolution. Oh boy, Arthur, it's fine, Arthur. Okay, let's call Roach. Also, I just started counting our FPS. Yeah, I'm not sure, is there more detail with FSR 2.0? Because look at that. It's a little bit shimmery, yes, but it looks like there is more detail in some areas. And that might be what's causing the shimmery. Hello, Roach. How's it going, my boy? Everything fine? Okay. So, we went from like 17 to 20 frames to like 19 to 23. Maybe a little bit higher than that sometimes. It felt a little bit better out there in the woods area, but here it's just the same. I wonder if this is a bandwidth limitation right here in this area, because you gotta render all of the buildings at once, and the GPU's bandwidth is just crap, you know, in the 1030. That's why it's a GT card, I guess. Yeah, not too bad, though. The improvements are definitely there, and I can feel them, but I thought it was gonna be a little bit better in terms of the looks, honestly. Actually, let's see. If I set it to windowed borderless at 1080p, that means that I will have a square in the middle of the screen, which is actually native 1080p. And, yeah, that doesn't look as bad as before, for sure. But, I mean, it is a little bit shimmery still, guys. It's like there is zero anti-aliasing and you're playing at a slightly lower resolution than native 1080p, and that's exactly what this does, the FSR 2.0. It doesn't look terrible, honestly. I could still enjoy the game like this, absolutely, but I think at higher settings it would make much bigger of a difference. So I'll need to test like the 1060 or 1050 Ti at like hardware unboxed optimized settings to see how good this technology can look with a higher end GPU and better graphics. But yeah, I can't deny some areas are actually really impressive in terms of the looks, although it blinks kind of a lot. Like, look at that in front of us. Let's go ahead and set it to performance FSR 2.0. Alright, we're back to it. 1080p resolution. Refresh rate is still set to 120, but I can't really change it. Yeah, I hope the capture card captures everything right. The game just didn't want to change refresh rate for some reason. AMD's FSR 2.0 is set to performance now, and everything else lowest settings again. Oh, there we go. Now it actually... Ooh. Oh, this actually looks really good. Okay, whenever I'm moving, you can see a lot of ghosting or haloing around Arthur there, which looks terrible. But now nothing is shimmery like it was at the quality setting. It actually looks like it has some anti-aliasing now. That's very impressive. I wasn't expecting that. Wow, okay. And we're getting like the cinematic frame rates here. At 1080p, where is Roach? Ah, there he is, that's my boy. Also, the frame time is all over the place. That's really terrible, but all you need to do to avoid those sudden drops in the frame time graph is lock the FPS. If I locked it to like 20, it would be flat and smooth, but you know, it's 20 FPS, so it's still pretty terrible around here, guys. Dropping from 20 frames per second to 18 and 19. So sorry, sir. I am so sorry, okay? I didn't really want to do this, but people just get in front of me in benchmarks. I don't understand what's up with people in this game. They like to die. Anyways, the 1080p resolution is definitely not adequate for a GT 1030, obviously. Oh, okay, there we go. It just can't reach 30 FPS no matter what, okay? We were capable of getting 30 FPS previously in this game, by the way, at 720p, low settings. I think it was good for a 30 FPS average, but this is just terrible, guys, okay? I'm gonna stop it there. 22 FPS. Here we go, 1280 by 720 resolution now, which is much more adequate for a GT 1030, using the lowest settings. Same thing, no FSR 2.0 at the moment. So out here, it's actually getting close to 30 frames per second. That frame time is just so annoying, guys. It really is. Look at that. Okay, we're back to Saint Denis, interestingly. Alright, let's go. I actually loaded the game because it was already nighttime and, well, we're back here in this place. At least it gets around the same FPS as the other area if the water physics are not set to the maximum, as I told you. So let's start counting our FPS. Those frame times are still pretty terrible, honestly. That lighting is looking amazing, guys. Wow. That is incredible. And we're now getting around 30 frames per second. So even if it does drop a little bit here and there, I think this is a pretty solid experience for somebody who's playing with a GT 1030, because you're probably already used to around 30 FPS average anyways. And in a game like this, third person, single player, you don't really need very quick reactions most of the time. Yeah, I think this is pretty solid. I would, again, lock it to 30 FPS or even like 27 or something like that and get used to the lower FPS. Just to get rid of those little frame time spikes over there, because they can get a little bit annoying, you know? It just feels like it's skipping frames sometimes. Not now. I wanted to show it to you now, but yeah, it's not happening. Well, it happened there, but I didn't really notice that one. What is happening? Oh, God. Please stop bothering me, please, game. Okay. Alright, so Bob is not around here, and this area is usually pretty intensive as well, but only because Bob is usually here, so since he's not here, it's not intensive, I guess. We gotta go to the swamp area to see FPS, like in forest areas, around vegetation, basically, which is super, super intensive in games like Red Dead Redemption 2, and pretty much all of the games out there, actually. So, dropping into the mid-20s right here. Once again, for somebody who's used to be playing games with the GT 1030, especially AAA titles, this is fine. I like that the CPU utilization goes to 0% at times. How crazy is that? That just shows you that this is not a CPU-intensive title whatsoever. You don't need a beefy CPU to achieve 30 FPS. Heck, I've played this game on minimum requirements with an i5 2nd generation, and it was capable of getting 30 plus FPS almost all of the time, so... You know, you don't need a good CPU to achieve these FPS, and it's not because of the Ryzen 9 that we're getting these FPS either. A lot of people like to tell me that, oh, it's only playable because you paired it with a Ryzen 9. No, that's not how it works, alright? 27 FPS around here, 28, pretty similar to what we saw in the Saint Denis area in town, you know. Not bad by any means. I actually thought it was gonna drop a little bit more around here in this area. So I am fairly impressed here, actually. Please, Roach, I am pressing D for a long time. Please move away from the jacaré. That's in Portuguese. Okay, never mind. Let's stop it there. 29 FPS average. It's around 30. It's playable like this, and this is what you had to deal with if you wanted to play this game with a 1030 previously. But now we got the savior, FSR 2.0. It's interesting that every time I click something in the menu, this white box appears there. But it's alright. Quality FSR 2.0 at 720p resolution. Honestly, guys, I wouldn't go lower than quality because it's probably going to look terrible, but I will test it anyways on performance. It's pretty much the same thing. Oh, that is a big bummer, guys. Okay. Yep, it's exactly the same. Now we just got some anti-aliasing applied. It looks like it, at least. We got like TAA or something. Did I enable TAA instead of FSR 2.0, though? No, it's FSR 2.0 on quality. I will increase the sharpening over here, set it to the maximum, to see if we can get a little bit sharper of an image out of it, because it was pretty soft looking here at 720p. And that is indeed very possible. Wow, that is actually looking pretty impressive right now. Not bad. Although the problem is it's getting the same FPS, so might as well play at the native resolution, right? Unless you prefer this look. Which, honestly, I can see how a lot of people would prefer this. Because it's not sharper, but it's less aliased. And there was a lot of shimmering... Please, Roach, please! What the hell have you done? Don't kill yourself. It's not this bad. Please. 1030's alright. Okay? It's okay. It's okay. God damn it. Okay, let's go. Move this way, Roach. Everything is fine, buddy. Everything is fine. I know it's a little bit of a disappointment to see the FPS pretty much the same as previously, but maybe in the city it's gonna be different. I don't know. Maybe in this area, because of all of the vegetation, it just can't really handle it, no matter what resolution we're playing it at. It's interesting that with FSR 2.0, the horse's tail isn't looking terrible. Like with DLSS, even at 4K, you could notice a lot of little black dots in the fur basically, like in Arthur's hair, and as well as Roach's hair on the tail and the actual hair on the neck, you know. Yeah, it was very noticeable over here. Yes, it looks noisy, but at least it doesn't have those weird artifacts. Now it's dropping to 285, pretty much the same as we've seen previously. I guess it's down to personal preference. Oh my, dropping into the lower 20s. Bob is probably around here. Yes, he is. That's why we're getting lower FPS, guys. See? That's why we don't like Bob, okay? Bob, goodbye. I guess he's dead now. Probably. Yes. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, he always drops our FPS. GTA 5 is the same thing. Yeah. Anyway, 25 FPS or 23 on the lowest. It's exactly the same as we've seen. Again, as I was saying, it comes down to personal preference. If you prefer the anti-aliasing look, like TAA look, play like this with FSR 2.0 on quality. If you prefer the sharpness, play on native resolution. It might have a little bit more detail like this, because FSR 2.0 sometimes does that, but I don't know. It looks pretty similar to me, and it plays pretty much the same as well. So, bit of a disappointment with the 1030, but I guess it just doesn't have enough horsepower, enough roach power to run FSR 2.0 properly. Now we're on performance FSR 2.0. Sharpening is set to the maximum. It's gonna look absolutely terrible, guys, but I'm just curious. No, actually, no, it doesn't look absolutely terrible. This is so impressive, actually. It looks like this. I believe we're playing at what, like 360p, 360p or 480p, thereabouts, I guess. And it doesn't look anything like that. It looks way better. Now we're getting 30s around here. It's because we killed Bob. No, it's not. It's because of the FSR 2.0 performance. So now we're actually seeing a little bit of a difference, impressively. Yeah, that's nice. Getting 30 FPS where we were getting like drops to 25. It still drops into the 20s, but not as much as it did previously. Okay, maybe on balance, DLSS 2.0 here and 720p res, it would be better than the quality experience after all. I thought it was going to be pretty much the same thing. That's why I went to performance right away, because I actually thought we were bandwidth limited at this point. But yeah, it actually does make a difference. And honestly, if you are playing on a very small monitor, like say a 5-inch monitor, I don't know if there are 5-inch monitors at 720p out there. Probably not, unless it's a phone. God damn it, Roach! I didn't need this right now. I am gonna die. Oh, come on. But yeah, on a very small monitor, this might look okay, because you can't really see the ghosting artifacts and stuff like that very well. Is that Roach? No, that's not Roach. That's another Roach. Okay, I want you, buddy. Come over here! Okay, there we go. Everything is fine. Oh yes, this area is also a little bit intensive because it has vegetation. I remember it. Not a problem, okay. I am impressed now. Finally. Finally the 1030 is impressing us today. Although it's pretty terrible. God damn it. Oh god, no, okay. Can you jump this? Can you jump this? Can you jump this? Please! Nope. Okay, let's go this way then. Get out of the way, person. Okay. Alright, still drops, as you can see, 28, 29 right there. Unfortunately, it's not enough to put us above 30 frames all of the time, but it's pretty close. I wouldn't really do this still. Oh, what the hell? That was a weird way to unmount. No, don't look at the horses. Point at the guy, please. What the hell? Arthur! You stupid idiot! What happened was, when I was aiming there, it was pointing at the horses automatically for some reason. 26 there. Let's do it in balanced FSR 2.0. Here we go, balanced at 720p. Can it be a much better experience than quality? I don't know. Oh, there's Jack! Hello, Jack! Can I pet you, buddy? Oh, praise. Yes, let's praise Jack. Wait, what did he say?
Hey there, kitty.
Hey there, kitty. Scold. What is scold? I actually don't know that word.
Damn cat.
No. Arthur, don't do that. You don't... Praise. No, praise the kitty. Praise him. Yes. How's it going, Jack? So good to see you, finally. Does this mean that this is the ultimate experience in Red Dead Redemption 2? Jack is here, so yeah, it might be, guys. Oh God, oh. What are you doing? Come on, Roach, get over here. Let's go, buddy. Let's go. Stop being bugged, please. What are you doing? This guy is always doing weird things. Anyway, 30s. It's pretty much the same, right? Maybe a little bit slower in performance FSR 2.0, but it looks really similar to quality FSR 2.0 here at 720p. Get out of here, Bob. Stop playing copyrighted music. Oh, we also don't like him because of that. Copyrighted music! God damn it, I was seeing the FPS there. 20s. Doesn't really drop to the mid-20s anymore around here, but it might still do it in other areas of the map, so yeah, it's gonna be a 30 FPS experience no matter what here at 720p, so choose whatever you like the most. So that's been it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope it was informative and entertaining to watch. FSR 2.0 wasn't really the game changer that I thought it would be in this game with this card, but hey, it's the 1030, it's pretty low end, so it just can't really run FSR 2.0 properly, basically. That's what's happening here. Still, it delivered a playable experience. It might look better than native resolution in some cases, and I could still have a little bit of fun here in Red Dead 2 with the GT 1030. So that's great. Catch you in the next one very soon, and as always, love you all. Bye-bye.